Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks may be facing some major problems. They haven't scored an offensive touchdown in the last 7 quarters, and they just suffered a brutal loss against the San Francisco 49ers. They lose this game 31-13, and before you ask, no, they did not have an offensive touchdown in this game. The defense came away with a pick six with Jordan Brooks, and that was the only touchdown that they had on the day. I'm looking at this Seattle Seahawks team. Their defense is taking a complete 180 from what they were not able to do last season. The defense has held up to this point this season. Devin Witherspoon is the #1 corner with this team, with Tariq Woolen. Both of those guys are very good in that secondary. Jamal Adams is not the same safety he was when the Seattle Seahawks first traded for him. Not saying that he's a bad player. He's still very good, but he doesn't have the same explosiveness, that same speed that he once had a couple years ago. And injuries have taken that away from Jamal Adams. I go back and I look at that trade, and I think there was a mistake to go and trade those many first-round picks to go get Jamal Adams. At the time, he was an elite safety, an elite in-box safety. He's still a good player, but he's not as effective on the field as he once was when he was with the New York Jets and his first season with this team. Jordan Brooks is a phenomenal linebacker. Bobby Wagner is good as well. He's still a solid veteran to have. They have a very good defense. The reason why they're behind the 8 ball right now is because their offense. Charles Cross has missed some games this season. He's been a solid tackle, but they have missed Abraham Lucas since week 1. Against the Los Angeles Rams, when they lost that game on opening day for them in their schedule, they haven't looked the same on the offensive side of the ball because they need him on the right side. They were so desperate that they had to go out there and sign a Jason Peters, who is definitely too old to still be in the NFL, but he still has a lot of good moments. And he got injured last night against the San Francisco 49ers, which has hurt this offensive line. It is too many times the team goes out there and is 3 and out over and over and over again. Their offense is in a major slump. And one thing that I'm noticing as well, Geno Smith has turned the football over more this season than he did last season. And a lot of it is because the offensive line is dealing with a lot of injuries and because he's getting pressured a lot. But at the same time, Geno Smith has to do a better job of taking care of the football. He has 8 interceptions this season to 12 passing touchdowns. He had 30 touchdowns last season to just 11 interceptions. He is on pace to throw more interceptions and less touchdowns this season than he did last season. And offensive numbers are down for everyone in the NFL, unless you're the Miami Dolphins, because they had that one game they scored 70 points. But besides that, defenses have made a comeback in the NFL. But you look at the Seattle Seahawks. Last season, they were 13th in total offense, and they were 12th in passing offense. This season, they're 20th in total offense, 16th in passing offense, and they have the 25th run game in the NFL. That's not going to get you far in the NFL playoffs, and it may not even get this team to go to the playoffs, because this team could easily be 6-8 in the next couple of games if they're not careful enough. You face the Dallas Cowboys next week on Thursday night. You face the San Francisco 49ers once again on December the 10th in San Francisco, and then you face the Philadelphia Eagles. They need to turn up the aggression on the offensive side of things. And I'm looking at Shane Waldron right here. Stop calling the long developing route plays down the field to DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Let Geno Smith get the ball out quick and help him out. Now, obviously, they did have a lack of a run game against the San Francisco 49ers. They didn't have Kenneth Walker III. He was out for that game, and hopefully he can come back sooner than later because he's a key piece of this offense. Geno Smith works best when he has a run game. And it's not me saying that Geno Smith is a bad quarterback. I still think that he's a very good, solid quarterback in the NFL. Geno Smith has had a lot of good moments, but he is best when he's not the main focal point on the offensive side of things. They need to have an efficient run game. And while Kenneth Walker III is out, they're not going to have that. Zach Charbonnet is a very good running back, but he's a bigger physical running back. He's not going to hit the hole as fast and as hard as Kenneth Walker III. Kenneth Walker is big and is very explosive and has a lot of speed. He is a home run hitter. Zach Charbonnet is not the same home run hitter. He's a guy that you're going to meet in the hole. He could possibly run you over and break a couple of tackles and get some extra yardage, but he's not going to break a 60 to 70 yard run to the house. He's not going to do that on a consistent basis. Kenneth Walker III can do that for you. You still have good wide receivers in Jackson Smith-Njigba, who is very good. You have DK Metcalf, who is one of the best in the game today, and Tyler Lockett continue to make plays with this team. And I thought that this team would be a major threat in the NFC because just a couple weeks ago, they're going on a hot streak. They beat the New York Giants, they beat the Carolina Panthers, and they did go out and beat the Detroit Lions. I understand it was only one legitimate win in those games, and that's why I said at the time as well. Was it the fact that they're beating up on bad teams, or they're just going out there and they're putting in a lot of good work? When they beat the Detroit Lions, that was a good game for Geno Smith and crew, because you had to go out there and outscore the Detroit Lions, and at that point in time, the defense was not the defense that it is now. You had to beat the Detroit Lions 37-31, and that was in week 2. I started to see problems with this team when they went against the Cincinnati Bengals, when they lost 13-17. And their red zone offense has been very bad this season as well. That's what happened in that Cincinnati Bengals game. If Pete Carroll were to just go out there and say, hey, let's kick some field goals, maybe they win that game, because their defense was red hot in the second half. Unfortunately, their offensive line was not able to put up good protection for Geno Smith, and they couldn't go out there and they could not protect him enough. And that's one thing as well. When it's a 3rd and 1 and when it's a 4th and 1, they can't run the football. They have to depend on passing plays, and that's when the offensive line crumbles. It crumbles in the worst situations possible. It's not even Charles across the side of the field. It's that right side where Abraham Lucas could fill in that void. So right now, the Seattle Seahawks are in a dangerous situation, but let me know in the comment section below. Can they turn things around, and will this team be able to turn things around? And I'm not just saying this because they lost to San Francisco 49ers. Kyle Shanahan just out schemes the Seattle Seahawks. They don't have the personnel to be aggressive enough with that front seven on the defensive end of the Seattle Seahawks. A lot of people say it's the offense that gives them a lot of problems. That is true. But that defense always does a number on the Seattle Seahawks team. They've done it for the last couple of seasons, and especially since Geno Smith has been the starting quarterback with this team. But let me know how you feel about the Seattle Seahawks in the comment section below. Can they make the playoffs still, or will they miss the playoffs? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Have a blessed day. Peace.